Evening. Hi, Francie. I see you in here already. I hear Walter. I'll get you on my face so you can see me. Oh, my hair looks crazy. Hi, good evening. Good evening. How are y'all? Happy Wednesday. Hello, hello. All right, we are live. I can see you. Awesome. Of course, it looks like I'm fuzzy. That's all right. All righty. I'm going to take me off screen. Yes. Hello, T. I saw you here. How are y'all? We are going to play with the Funny Valentine, basically the box, but I do have some of the other items. Awesome. Thank you, Francie, for letting me know. I have all of my subscription products in here except my embossing powder. I just kind of save them all during the month in this box. Sorry, I flashed you guys right away. And the first thing I want to talk about is the chipboard. We're going to play with both the chipboards. This is the Funny Valentine companions and then the Valentine chipboard. We're going to use both of those tonight. And I wanted to show you how I did this in case this kind of intimidates you. Hello, Kate. Hello, Michelle. Hi, Sandy. Hi, Jamie. Michelle, I was just talking to your mother on Facebook. Isn't that funny? We didn't realize it right away. I probably shouldn't tell you that. Maybe, I don't know. We were chatting and then we were just chatting online and she's like, I'm in Omaha. Where's Gothenburg? And then she was like, oh my gosh, yes. And I was like, yep, that's me. Well, Jamie, I'm super excited to use it. So what I did for my box is I put everything out, punched everything out. This is how it works for me. You can do the same thing I wanted to share, by the way, by using a die, if there's a die, or there's cut files. And I do have everything linked. So I have cut files, and these are my negatives. Oops, they're probably backwards. And I save these in the packaging, and I do the same thing with Michelle, it was funny. And then I just line up. So this one's already done, but I just line up the piece inside my negatives. I don't know where's the negative for this one. So I do the same thing, just so you know. I just want to quick go over that. If you've never seen this, I'll line this up and then I line up my, or you can stamp your image first. I'll show you how I do it. And then you can line up the negative around it so it's perfect and then stamp on it. But for these pieces, what I'm going to do, oops, I hit my mouse. I put these in and then I'm going to take the stamp. If you need a piece of paper underneath, you can do it. But for the chipboard pieces, I found it quite easy to just kind of put it in there and center it as best as I can. I mean, you're not, excuse my head if I can see it, it fits in there almost perfect. I figured it's going to be good enough. And then I'm going to pick it up and then I'll put my chipboard piece in. Now, I have one done. Where is the chipboard one? Oh no, I don't know where the chipboard one went to. Okay, I had them all done and colored. I'm not sure where that one is right now. We'll find it. However, yes, it is, Francie. This is one of the chipboard pieces that I covered with some white gesso. I did this last night because I want the colors to show up more. So now I'm going to put this back in. And of course the gesso is wet, so it did kind of warp it just a little bit. But now that it's dry, I just have a very thin layer. And the only reason I did this is because I want brighter color. And I will show you what I mean when I'm done. And then I'm going to grab my Brutus Monroe ink. I probably won't color this one on camera unless you guys really want me to. We can do it towards the end. But because I did my coloring off screen last night, so you wouldn't have to sit here and watch me color. And then I'm going to stamp this a couple times, but voila, look at how easy that is. Now, like I said, the only reason I covered this with gesso was because I wanted my coloring to be a little bit brighter. Hi, Christy. And, you know, my ink pad is a little bit dry, so that's why I'm kind of doing this a couple times. And I'm already lined up, so I'm going to try to push those couple of spots here. And of course, I could stand up. That's looking pretty good. I'm going to stamp one more time. All right. I was playing with it last night and I thought it'd be fun. So I'm going to show you what that looks like up close. Now, I'm not sure, like I said, where my one, oh, there it is. Here is the difference. See, this one I colored with my Olo markers and it looks great. But I colored it with the gesso so that my colors will be a little bit brighter. I hope. I actually have not colored on gesso before. We'll do a little bit of coloring just to look at it and see what we think. And then I left it in my stamp because what I ended up doing afterwards is stamping it and heat embossing icicle over it. Icicle or fairy dust to give it that shimmery look. So I figured Valentine's we need shimmery. So I did want to show you that. Let me grab a couple of Olo markers here. We'll just color a couple real quick up. I'm not going to do the whole thing, but I just kind of wanted to show you. Now my ink is a little wet, so I may need to let it dry a little bit more. So I'm not going to go through the whole thing because I see where I hit the eyebrow, it kind of smeared a little bit. But look at how bright that is. You can see where I smeared it because I touched that. So we're going to let this dry a little bit. We'll come back to that because we have some stuff already done. You don't want to see me color all that. The other thing you can do is, like I said, the same thing. I lined up the old, like as you said, the old Gina K method. I can take this one out for right now. Stamp this down on a piece of paper. Here, you can even see here's my samples. Stamp this down, and then I used my cut file that I had. And this is where I'll line it up so that it's perfect around, and I don't have any blank ones. Then I would put this in there and I would stamp it down and I would get that impression. Okay. So thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. Oh, hi, Melissa. I think I missed you. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. All right. So I'm going to put that aside because I did take some of these last night and I did the Valentine borders the same. And this one I covered with the Candi Confections. This is the strawberry swirl. So this one is just on the brown. See, there's just brown. I did not do the gesso. And I just painted it on. So we can use that one tonight. This one I used the gesso. And I think for this one, I'm going to try the raspberry. And I'm just going to show you how I did this. Let's get this out of the way here. And then we can start making our cards. Oh, Melissa, I'm sorry. Sometimes I forget if people pop in right at the beginning or afterwards, but I saw you. I gotcha. If you guys didn't see Melissa's adorable gnome card she posted in the fan club group, you should go check that out. It's super cute. And there are not a lot of those left in stock. So if you want that, it's at a great price point. Go grab it before it's late because it's a great item for your stash. Can do. She made a Valentine or like a friend's Valentine card with it a while ago, and then this she just did that good luck card or like an like a leprechaun one. So I'm just painting this on. Now this one has some bigger chunks in it. This looks like it has red hearts in it, and I'm okay with that because this is such a small piece that I'm okay with the parts not going in. It is a fun border. Hi, Penny. I don't know if we're going to get to use this one tonight. I'm not using it very much. I mean, I'm not putting on a ton of this, but I'm putting on enough that it might not dry before the end of the night. So that's why I did that other one. And so the white is going to show through on this one, but I wanted to show this is just kind of a fun, you could heat emboss this, you could color them. I have a couple other of them ready to go, and that's what we'll show with those. And then I just took my paintbrush over, and you can see here's a little bit of the confection from last night. Just swirled it around, and that was good for me. Just wiped it off. Okay. He is so adorable. I don't use that one enough. I need to remember because he is cute and good for any occasion. You mix that with that occasional tags die and you can make a card for any occasion. So we're just going to set this aside to dry. I've got one of my little spray tray thingies ready off to the side here. That's the only one I'm going to do tonight. And then I have some baby wipes. Yes, we do. Then we're going to get going with the cards. because the rest I have pretty much done, or we're going to do with wet or with ink or coloring. So it's not going to heat embossing something. So we don't have to do those until we dry. All right. They are actually, I've got them. I did put them all out. If you haven't seen them, let's see if this is where did I put them? I swatched them out. They're back here on our little swatch thingies. And this is what they look like. It's going to be kind of hard to see. So we've got more of a purple one that's kind of blueberry. Because, you know, blueberries, when they're squished and cooked, they're purple. You got the raspberry swirl and the strawberry swirl. And I just globbed them on pretty thick. So they're fun. They'd be fun for icing on a cake card or things like that. All right. It does. It has a ton of uses. You're absolutely right. Okay. So I have a bunch of these done. I wanted to show them to you. I'll get them up closer here once I get done here. I just wanted to show you some of the different, I stamped them all out using that same method. And just want to show you the different ones. So they're all kind of colored. This one I heat embossed over the top with the Sincerely Yours embossing powder after I was done coloring. And then I actually painted this one with chroma mists. You can see the pearl. And then I think this was just red. And then this is the red and the pearl together. Hi, Shalana. I haven't played with them enough yet. Here's one of the Valentines that I ended up doing it. You can see I did it in black first, and then I did it with the Sincerely Yours over the top. So here is one where I just colored with the Olo markers. It does look like a Pop-Tart. So, I mean, even the little tiny ones lined up perfectly to when I colored them. I mean, to stamp them. I did the same method for all of them. So I just wanted you guys to see that. You can just stamp and heat emboss with them. To be honest with you, Francie, I will tell you, I don't like Pop-Tarts. I think they're too sweet. So I'm just going to move those off to the side. I also use the cut file to cut and die cut and then stamp and I colored them out last night. I stamped out a couple of the sentiments. And then this is something I am not good at. They are very cute. But I'm experimenting and it's nothing I'm really loving. But here is my first no line coloring. I don't know. She was here. I don't know if she was. It just says, I just said Shalana. I said hello. I don't know if she's on YouTube somewhere. She might not have shown up on the thing, but I see she's here. She's on one of the YouTube channels. She might be on her phone or something. Anyway, so here is that. Oh, thank you. Here is my kind of first version of no line coloring. So it's something I'm not super confident at yet. But anyway, I digress. Let's get moving. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so I grabbed the paper pad from the set. Let me move my Misty out of the way because we really don't have to do a ton of stamping, I don't think, tonight. I grabbed one of the Forever Yours paper pad and I grabbed the cardstock from the stash. One of them was rouge. I did pre-die cut them out. And I wanted to show you this frame. I made a frame. On the Love You. Oh, I colored it you know what I colored it with? I colored it with an Olo marker, and then you know what I colored over the top? Pearl. I used pearl. I don't know, Sandy. I cannot promise because it depends on the UPS system. My box was supposed to be here last Tuesday, so I could have used it last week. And then it didn't come Wednesday. And I finally went in and said, hello, this has been in Des Moines for 4 days. And I got it Thursday. But yeah, so there you go. So I love using pearl to paint over my images. Okay, so here is the rouge cardstock. And I wanted to say I lined up the biggest and the smallest die. and I cut them out together, and look, I created an awesome frame. Look at how that frame is. Isn't that awesome? So we are going to use that tonight. Let's get, and then of course it's a 2-for-1. I've got this extra piece here. And then something else you can do, yeah, not me using pearl. You could also cut out another one and pop it right in the middle, and you'd have that matching if you wanted, but I just thought it would be fun. I'm going to pop it up on, I don't know what else cardstocks came in this. Okay, let's look. Oh, we got the yellow. I think that's what I'm going to do because that one image I colored is yellow. So let's cut this guy down. I don't know how many cards we're going to make tonight. We're going to just go with it. Francie cannot either. The die set for the frames is called Lace Layers. It's the die of the month. So you might have to go under subscriptions in the die of the month, but I believe you can buy it as a one-off. If you just change to it, Lace Layers. And then you get all of these dies. And I use these two to create my frame. Okay. I believe I have everything linked in the description box below on the Brutus Monroe channel anyway. So this is phone book. I'm trying to use tonight, just other than white or black, papers from the box or a subscription, because I do have that small paper pad. So we're going to put that down, and then thank you, Penny. Look at how that pink pops on there. I love that. All right. Now I know what's going on, by the way. Oh, it is gorgeous. Bewitched by Cards. I don't know if B is your first name. But that's what's going on with this, you guys, and I'm not going to play with it tonight, is I refilled it with the Barely Arts glue, and I think it's thicker, and I think it clogged in here, and I need to soak this and get the clog out, and then it will be fine. But I'm not going to mess with that tonight. I forgot to do it, so I'm just going to use my little thing, my little Gina K thing, which I believe also has Barely Arts in it. And I'm just going to quickly, we're going to move this to the side. Is it B? Awesome. Hello, B. I just wanted to double check, make sure. I love this one. I love the border one that we have, but it's sold out pretty quickly, so I haven't used it in a while. The one a couple months ago. So, and I'm going to be honest, I do not know what next month's look like, but I know of the die, but I do know some of the other stuff. And if you've seen the sneak peeks on Instagram, I know there's been some sneak peeking of some stamps and items that are coming out this next month. So I don't know if they've been on Facebook, because I don't use Facebook as much as I do Instagram for my crafting. Most of my Facebook is a few of my family's really funny reels and recipes, even though I follow tons of crafters. So, hi, Don. Sandy. Well, uh, B, if it's the B, I think it is the B. I know. Did you switch your? Did you have a different one? I mean, I know you by B as. I can't. Is that was your channel? I apologize, because for some reason I thought you had a different name on YouTube. And I'll be honest with you, I'm horrible with names. People have heard me say that before. Okay, so we've got that. Oops. And we've got this beautiful bouquet. But this is kind of boring to me. So, Sandy, yes, yes, I do too. So I want to grab one of these other tags that I created. Here's a couple of the other tags. These are a couple of the other tags that I did. I'm going to go ahead. We're going to color them. I'm going to color one with Olo markers, just because this will be fast. Where did I put them? I don't even remember what color I used. So we're just going to grab one and color it. Yeah, okay, that's what I thought. That's why I thought it was you, B, but I didn't know because I was gonna say I thought you had a different name. That's why I was questioning myself. So I'm just gonna go ahead and color this. Now I'm gonna tell you that it's because of the white underneath, the color is gonna change a little bit. Okay, so I wasn't crazy. All right, and I see that I got a little gesso in right there. So I'm just gonna kind of brush it off with my finger, and I'm gonna go around the edges of this so it's not so white. Now, I didn't worry about the bottom. And one of the reasons I think I want to do this is because we're going to heat emboss this quick. I just want another fun kind of color on here, but I don't think this matches everything. She is, yeah. And I, to be honest with you, I think B's coloring is just, mwah, it's amazing, to be honest with you. It's beautiful. Okay, so we're going to quick grab some colored paper. And some, I'm not worried about any kind of anti-static powder tool because this is a whole thing. And we'll pull that out of the way. I use this. The zigzag paper, I probably would be. Yes, it did dry very quickly, but I did not want the white to show underneath this embossing powder because I love it. We'll see, Sandy. Maybe we'll throw that in there. We could throw that zigzag into there too. Just a small little spot. The zigzag from that pattern paper. I really have ideas of what I wanted to use, and then I figured we'd get things put together, if that makes any sense. All right, and I'm not using my tweezers tonight, Francie, so don't look if you don't want to. And keep my feet done up on the side here. I'm just gonna, I won't need anywhere near my fingers. This is one of those that takes a few seconds to tell if it's melted. You gotta twist it and see the shimmeriness. And then I'm just gonna turn it around and do the other side. Like some of the metallics are really easy to see. This one you have to kind of see the shimmer by tilting it. Perfect. Awesome. All right, let's grab that zigzag paper. It is a pretty color. I don't know if they've been on, I think they've been on Facebook. Melissa, I'm gonna make a Valentine lover out of you yet. All right, here's the pattern paper she was talking about. And actually, I had a small piece. I must have fallen out somewhere. The zigzag. I believe this is the one you were talking about. Let's cut that down. Because I don't think Valentine has to be just pink. In all honesty, it can be any color in the world. And we're going to cut a small square down of this. I'm going to do 3 inches, I think. And I'm going to do 3.75. Those are just measurements I'm throwing out there. Okay. I know, but I'll get you to do that yet. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to mat it on a piece of pink. And then we'll throw this little tag underneath it and we'll throw a sentiment on there and we got it. So actually, yeah, let me see. So I just threw a measurement out there on it. Maybe we will tuck it underneath one of these because I don't think I dried this all the way. Nope, it didn't. I glued it all the way down. I don't think I can get it tucked under. Didn't think that one all the way through. That's okay. We're going to mat it on some pink. So I'm going to grab another piece of rouge because I have that obviously here in my stash because I can't live without my British Monroe paper. We're going to mat that. So we're going to do 3 3 1/8-ish. But I always cut my small measurement when I'm cutting a full sheet first because then I have my other one. And then I did 3.75, so it'll be 3 what? 3 and 7/8. I'm just guesstimating. I'm not a mathy tonight. I wanted to remind you guys, this is my last Wednesday live. Awesome. And then I'm switching to Fridays. And so next week I'll be live on Friday, and then I'll be going down to 2 lives a month. It'll be every other month. I will have more videos up on my own YouTube channel. I'm going to start, I want to start practicing some editing videos and things like that. And then I'll be sporadically live. Just, hello, hi, surprise, I'm live. So yeah, ish. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to put it off to the right here, and we're going to kind of cover, I don't know, what do I want to do? No, we're going to center it. We're going to center it, and we're going to pop it up. So my process for card making is more just, what do I like? What do I look like? I don't, like I said, I don't mind, I think about it, but I also don't think about it. Like I think about maybe what I want to try to use or do, but when it comes to the creative process, I kind of let it just flow. It makes me feel a little less stressed that I can just do as things happen. Does that make sense? So, all right, pop that there. Take that little piece off. We'll stick that down. I guess I had some cut up, didn't I? All right, so we've got that. Let's get this all cut up and down. I know that the Brutus Monroe events, I put that up in the corner. The QR code for that, for the Spring Fling and the Passport are live. I don't, during the live packing, I think they said there was only 9 passport pages left, but that, or passports left, but that gives you access to all 4 events. That is paying for all 4 events that Brutus Monroe has. And up front. So if you know you're going to do that and you want to, and I believe they said it will take off some money if you're a subscriber. How does that work? So I didn't get to hear it all the details on that, but you definitely can check that out. Spring Fling is in April, and it is with Miss Gina K. So, and then if you do sign up, make sure you look for the Facebook group, or if you don't, you can email orders@brutusmonroe.com and they can get you a link for the Facebook group for that. I think we're going to stick some tape on that too. Yeah, that's crazy. That's just for the passports though. It's okay. 100 off the passport. Thank you. That's not for the event itself. And then you can also do the virtual. Like I'm doing Spring Fling virtually. I can't promise I'm coming this year. So, Francie, I cannot promise. I don't know. I think I talked about that a little bit last week, but we'll see. We'll see how the next couple of months go. Depends on what I got for vacation days. Do I save them to come to Brutus Monroe? Or do I save them for my family is here, or to go see my family? I'm just kidding. I don't know yet. We'll see. All right. I love this little guy here. And I don't know if I got that straight. Let's add a little shimmer. I want to show you how I did that shimmer. Melissa, it's fun. It really is if you can. All right, so I'm going to use a little bit of this pearl, and then this is how, Francie, I just take a little bit. We're going to make some shimmer in the middle of our flowers. And I like to do it after everything. Like I said, adding it to coloring, it makes it super fun and shiny. And I think we'll do a little bit on this little wrapper too. Here we go. So we'll do that. I added a lot. I did not need that much out. That's the one that saved Sandy. Okay, I maybe I will do my best. If I do come to my family, I will. Your Beautis Monroe family. Yes, Sandy. If I come to Minnesota, I will let you know because, of course, that's where my family is. So I'm going to get this up a little bit. I don't know if you're going to get to see that shimmer on there. It's kind of hard to see on there. But we do need a sentiment. And I don't know what I want to do for sure. No, I don't want to do that. I'm going to wait on my sentiment right now because I can always put the sentiment on the inside. I just don't know for sure what I want to do with this one. Let's move on to our next project and we'll decide. Okay, for our next project, I also did some dry embossing with that same frames. So I used my, like a embossing mat and in my sandwich. I believe so, Linda. Yep, the discounts off the passports, is it the discount if you're a subscriber and you sign up for the passport, you get $100 off. If I'm correct. Is that correct? That's how I understood it. If you do the individual event, like you would just sign up for the spring fling right now, I believe if you're a subscriber, you get $50 off. Thanks, Melissa. I'm going to show that. Yeah, I'm going to show that kind of up close. And how I did it is I just put the two together and let me pull my dies. I actually don't have as much space as I used to on my desk crafting. And they're still put together here. But because I had cut them apart, so this is how I did it. I just put them together. And I still had a little bit of a blip here, so I had to figure out which one it is. Yep, Valentine's Day. And I flipped it, and then I realized that I still had my little a little knob in there from where I cut them apart, and then I figured out which one because I was trying to line them up perfectly. So I did them lined up perfectly like this first, and then taped them together. And I just taped them together to show you that. And then, like I said, I used Spellbinders Platinum 6 how to emboss, like a die emboss. So we've got this. I cut down the edges a little bit. It's not perfect, but it works for me. I think we're going to ink blend it just to accent that a little bit. And I think what I'm going to do, we're going to use this guy this time. We're going to use this guy this time. And I did have to use my crown me. Okay. So we're going to accent this just a little bit so you can see that with a little bit of purple on the edges. We're not going to do the whole thing. I'm just going to do a little bit on some of the edges here, just to kind of rough them up a little bit and show that design. Actually, maybe we'll go around the whole edge. Yes, you're welcome, Linda. Like I said, if you are super confused, it doesn't quite make sense to you, you can also call the store tomorrow or send an email, like I said, to it. I have not gone into that, so I was kind of half listening, and that's how I understood it. So I did want to remind you guys tomorrow's the last day for the January CYOE challenge, which is to add a tag to your project or make a tag, something tag-ish. And that is that. Yeah. Yep, they do. Yep, they do. It's kind of hard to see them. See if I can get close without that. The passport is $100 less than full price for all 4 events. If you are a subscriber, you get another $100 off. Okay, yeah. So if you pay for all 4 events separately, you're going to pay a little bit more. But if you're going, so it's if you can get all, that's how I understand it. Yes, if you pay for all 4 events separately during the year, which is the Spring Fling, the CYOE, Merrymaking, and Fall into the Holidays, it will be $100 more than it is right now. Is 900 right? I can't see Penny, so I hope that's right. And then if you are a subscriber, you'll get another $100 off. I apologize if I misspoke and I confused everyone, and you guys can tell them to fire me and get rid of, because I confused y'all, but that I think is what it is. They do look like little hearts. So we've got this, we've got that. We need something else. Okay. 2 for teachers. I don't want to use that yet. Let's see, what else do we need? This, let's see, I'm going to pull the other paper pad. That's what I wanted to do. This is the For You paper pad. Okay, thank you, Penny. This is available separately, but it also came with the Stamp of the Month and Stamp Club Plus. And it's this cute 4x4 paper pad. So let us pull a little piece out. We're probably going to cover up some of our little bit of our thing, but let us choose a color. Look at how cute. These are just so fun. And I think I'm going to go with this light XO one because it kind of has the light pink from that guy. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I need to rehearse that a little bit more, I think. So I was going to do some foiling tonight with the new foilables, but I did not have time to get my machine out. So I did not, I'm not going to do that tonight, unfortunately. All right. So we're going to, let's see. So 2 3/4 looks good to me. Vellum. Ah, I know why you want me to use vellum, Sandy. We can totally use vellum too. Maybe we'll throw some, I know what we're going to do. I already changed my mind on what that's going to do. We're going to use a little bit of this. I am going to measure this with my handy dandy little Brutus Monroe Create Your Own Ending. And this is 3 inches. So we are going to cut this one down. The edges of the pink cardstock, especially the ink blending. Yeah. Thank you. I just thought it would be fun to accent this a little bit. I hope I said that right. 3 inches. Measure once. You measure twice, cut once. Because we're going to put this behind these guys. It's just a little landing portion for these guys. So we can still see that. We got that. And then Sandy, what we're going to do, I'm going to actually center it, I think. No, not. No, we're not, because we're going to put a sentiment up there. Sandy, just for you, do I have any of my heat embossed vellum handy? Because I like that stuff a lot. Don't know if I do. Yes, I do. Here's some of our vellum sheets. We're going to use the die that came in the box. And we'll stick that on there. So you can buy this separately as of right now. I know it's available. It is called the Sketchy Hearts. Sketchy Hearts. And I'm gonna break mine apart here. And I've used them before. We're gonna cut those out and we're gonna die cut that out. We're gonna use this one actually. Oh, I know, vellum and scallops. That's okay. That's a good thing to have something that you're known for like that. I don't know if I have something. I need to find something, but I don't know what I want to be. I don't know. I just play with too much stuff, I think. So I'm all over the place. And we'll put this one down, and I think we'll cut this one out. I knew that, Sandy. It's okay. I like the vellum on your cards because, to be honest with you, it's not that I don't notice it. Because you've shown me when I've seen your cards in Sandy and I know Sandy, obviously. Is that it's there and it's the perfect addition. And I don't necessarily, like, ooh, yeah, pearl aqua pigment. Oh, well, yes, pearl aqua pigment and gold chroma mist, because those are the 2 that I'm really liking. I threw something on the floor. Fletch doesn't come up here. We've had a little bit of the sick bug in the house. So Fletch has been staying close to Daddy lately. All right. And actually, that's what we'll do. We're going to do, Francie. How are we doing on time? 7:38. Okay, we still got time. Maybe we'll get to 3 for sure tonight. We'll see. We still got to use that that border that I made, which I have an idea for. So I am just going to pull this out. There we go. Oh, where's that card I made? I have a fun card to show you guys using vellum. I'll show you when we're done with this card, because I thought this was kind of a fun way to do this. Yeah, we're going to add the heart. We're going to add a couple of little hearts like there. And then we'll put our sentiment around them. Yes, this is one of my favorites. It's the ornament gold, and that's what I'm going to use instead of the pearl, just because it's spray. So it's a little faster. Let me get my spray tray. Pearl is perfect too, but I like this is just going to add just enough of the right shimmer. So I'm going to shake that up good. And we're going to just enough of the little shimmer on there. And then we're going to let that dry. And while I let that dry for just a minute, it won't take too long. I want to show you the card I made. I got to post it tomorrow. But, well, thank you, Linda. Look at how fun this card is. I just hit my mouse again, so let me move that. Okay, so speaking of vellum, this is the holiday Christmas. I don't remember exactly which one this is. It's, yes, I have it right here. White Christmas. And I painted it with aqua pigments, just a basic color. And then I used a 3D embossing folder that was in, I don't know if it's still in stock, in there to do it. But what I did is I added a bunch of, when it was all dry, I threw embossing ink over the top, which I think we might do on a card tonight for fun with fairy dust. And then I used fallen snow, and I actually glued the friend, which is hard to see on camera, down with the fallen snow, and then I painted over the top like Mod Podge. Thank you, Melissa. I love how this turned out. I was trying to use this because this is one of the archive stamps that came out, and I wanted to do it. And I'm like, sometimes you really just need to do a card, but you're like, it's kind of boring. So I did, like I said, watercoloring. I did a tiny bit of ink blending, and then I did an embossing powder. And then that finishing off with that embossing powder on the cover at the top of it is perfect. So we will do that tonight with one of our cards. So let's get moving so we can get that done. All right, I'm going to take this and just kind of dab it a little bit because it's still a little wet because I oversprayed it, but it's so sparkly. And of course that made it kind of warpy. So I don't know if I know where my glue dots are. So we are going to go ahead and we will do that with this card tonight. How does that sound? I will show you. With this card, we will do that. Let's get everything glued down. Where's my glue? Thank you. I really, really liked it. I painted it and I was not super happy with it when I was done painting it, but that's because I don't watercolor a lot, and I like to do it, and I'm not good at blending on them yet. And so I thought, oh, let's run it through with this embossing folder and excuse me. And then I wanted to go ahead and do, like I said, the fairy dust. So we will do that tonight because that'll be perfect. This is the perfect card for that because it's going to really shimmer and shine. So it did not matter that we used that. But with the vellum, that's what's going to be awesome about that. So we're going to just take this. I'm just using glue to set this all down, and I will show you. You can do the same effect with embossing powder, I believe. We're going to try it. I'm going to go ahead and glue this down. I'm not going to worry about the glue showing through. Not going to worry about that at all because it's going to get covered up. Let me get my ink blob here to push that down because, thank you, Kate. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I had a lot of fun making it, and I'm excited. I got to mail some stuff into the store, so tomorrow maybe I'll call and tell them I'm got to mail some stuff in. Oh, there's a flat chair. Let's get that off of here. So we're going to put those two down on here. Okay, so this is going to be the fun part. It's going to be a mess first because we are going to use this To My Funny Valentine as well. And we're going to go ahead and put that right down on top. I think you could totally layer this with some extra dot, you know, like layering behind it, like stack it. I'm gonna do it off to the side just a little bit so you can see that heart, just a little bit. All right, let's stick that down on there. Let me grab my fairy dust, because fairy dust is one of the ones I always feel like is a must-have in your stash because of the sparkle. All right, are you ready? This is how we do it. We're just going to go ahead and just cover it. Cover the whole thing. And it just changes the whole look of your card. And it catches in the little fun stuff and the little nooks and crannies. And then it attaches things down, like I said, the vellum. The vellum. It's kind of a process you kind of have to trust. Because you're kind of like, oh no. Is it going to turn out right? And I will tell you that I learned this from a previous design team member. She had done a card and did an entire background covered with this fairy dust. And that's kind of what made me fall in love with the fairy dust. All right. You ready? Here we go. Watch the magic. You may see more cards done by me done by this. It just adds a little bit of something. And look at how the color even changes of that cardstock. Trying to stay on camera for you guys. All right, I'm gonna turn this around. Look at how my images changed. Just that little bit. This would be a fun one to do also with that triple thick embossing powder, a technique. And then like they talked about putting it in the freezer and letting it crack, which I have not done yet. Now, look at the difference in that card. The sparkle. Isn't that fun? I mean, it is a little bit harder to see, obviously, on camera, but you can see all the fun, and that the vellum is stuck to your card. There's no way it's coming off. So now it just needs to be on a card base. All right, we got that card done. All right, let's go for one more. We got 10 minutes yet here. We got to clean up just a smidge because we got to use that border, right? Where did that fun border go? Yeah, the hearts were just, look at those hearts. Look at both the hearts. Look at those hearts up there, the vellum hearts, and that. It does. Hi, how are you? You're okay. You're good. We've got a couple of things here to go. I've got, we're going to use another chipboard, couple chipboard pieces. I don't know if I want to use the lace layers because I feel like that's going to take away from our fun little layer here. So I'll save those for another day. Let's use another color from our, what else did we have? We have the light pink. I think I want to use, I'm going to grab some lunch bag, you guys. I am going to grab lunch bag. That's one of my favorite colors. I know that's a different, it's not in this kit, but what I like about the lunch bag is that when we can use that, we can pop the color and then use one, it ties in really nice with the chipboard pieces. So we've got our love you, and let's see, what else do I have colored here? Actually, I don't know if I'm going to use the love you because I have this one with heat embossed. We'll use the Be Mine. So we've got all that fun color in there. So let's make a fun background quick. Where's my stamp set? What we're going to do is we're going to make a very quick background. I'm going to wild stamp. We're going to grab the heart, the envelope with the heart, and the XOXO. And we're just going to create a fun panel on the background. It is a great neutral, and I thought it'd be fun to make a quick card. And we're just going to, I'm actually going to try, we're going to try this color. Let's see what it looks like. We can always flip it over if it doesn't look. This is the cookie dough. I don't know what it looks like on here. Oh, I still must have. Okay, I didn't ink it up enough. Okay, so we got to ink it up a little bit more. That works for me. And actually what I'm going to do, since I'm using a stamp block, is I'm going to grab this is the matte or the foam piece out of my Misty, and I'm going to put that down below because I don't care if it's not perfect. We're just going to kind of create a watermarky looking background, but I'm using that cookie dough. And we're just going to stamp it all over. I'm going to worry about the edges more than anything because I think we're going to cover up that middle. Like I said, it's just a subtle type of background. Maybe we'll see if we can put some ink, embossing powder down on it. Stamp off a little bit. So it looks like it's supposed to be continuous. I use white and craft just because the colors do not come differently and they're fun to see. Yeah, it's just, I don't know. It's just something about it that makes it a little bit more fun to play with. And like I said, I like the lunch bag. Okay, it's a very subtle light color. I probably need to re-ink that ink pad. I am going to try to add the fairy dust to it, see if it sticks. Yes. Well, actually, to be honest with you, I really like a lot of the oxides on him. Oh yeah, this is going to work. Gonna be nice and shimmery with that craft. Just to add a little bit of fun and sparkle, because you know, I think it's fun. I like to add sparkle to my cards. However I can add it. I don't color on my craft or ink blend on my craft as much as I probably should. I love watching other people do it, and then when I forget about it when I get to my craft table. So it's gonna be very subtle, but just enough to give us a background. Sort of setting this down. Hopefully you don't set anything on fire. Once I moved my desk, my embossing tool went a little further away. It was a little harder to film. But yeah, just a little bit. That's just that little bit of extra something. That's going to have that fun little sparkle because we have all this other sparkle stuff. Now I think what I want to do is we need a color, and I think we're going to grab one out of those paper pads. Yes, it is. I have done that, Francie. I did that back at CYOE a few years ago. I'm just going to go with the hearts. We're going to go with this heart color, and I think we're just going to cut it down. I'm going to do a thick stripe down the middle. I'm going to measure this up. About 2.5 inches wide. That'll work for me. Two and a half inches. Let's see, where does that line in? So we're going to go over just a little bit because of the pattern. And then I'm going to go this way a little bit because that pattern is right on the edge, and I don't want one side to not have, I don't know if I'll show you what I mean in a minute. Well, it didn't work the way I wanted, so we're going to make it a little bit smaller. I'll show you what I mean. Come on, a little bit more. A little bit more. I'm trying not to take too much. Okay, so I wanted the pattern of the hearts to not be perfect and have that white. I think that makes sense. Oh, Walter must try something. And then, like I said, I've got that right down the middle. Now this is a different color, purple or color, but I'm okay with that because, like I said, we're doing fun Valentine's cards. And we're going to just kind of layer that on top of this. We might need to put some foam tape down just to kind of, we'll see. I don't know how I want to put that on yet. So let's get, I'm going to get this piece down first. You guys silly. You're so silly. I am going to put this down. Oh, you should see my desk. It is just a nightmare. It's so dirty. Okay, we're going to line that up. And I'm going to line it up a little bit to the top and bottom, and we'll chop that off. Okay, so we got that right down the middle. Like I said, that subtle background. We're going to put this down here. So I'm going to go ahead and put that down. I'm going to use, I didn't cover my glue. I'm going to use liquid glue. Ooh, that was a lot of liquid glue. That's okay. Just because I want this to stick, and it's got a little bit of that glitter glaze or the confection on it. So we're going to go ahead and lay that down, and I'm going to just kind of eyeball it so that it looks like it's as close as it can be. And this is where I was talking about. Okay, let me wipe that extra glue up first. It stuck pretty good, but I really glued that one section. We're going to put those little magnets for my magnetize and leave that there. And then we've got our little guy here. I think, Sandy, I'm going to go with you guys, my gut again, and go a little bit more vellum. But this time, I'm going to quick cut this off screen, okay, guys? I'm going to cut out a circle. My table just moves too much if I move this over. Let's see. That looks good. Quick cut that out. All right. I can't believe. I know some people have talked about January has gone on forever, but I'm going to be honest with you. I feel like January flew by for me. My boss usually goes away in January south for a little bit for the winter. So that happened earlier this month. So for this, I'm just chopping it off. And what I'm doing is I'm not pushing hard. I'm just kind of tapping on it until I get through that chipboard piece. And that way I'm not forcing my cutter to cut that. But I mean, like I said, I can't believe it's January already. The end of January. It just went by for me super fast. So we've got our little heart thing. We're going to put that down, and that's just going to pop them up just enough. So let's get him glued on our vellum piece. And I did something different tonight. I went live, I hope. I don't know if I did, on my Twitch channel. My sister does Twitch and my brother does Twitch. So I thought I'd just experiment it with it. I synced that up and thought I'd see if that worked. So I'll know later that was fine. Yeah, January did. I have been not super busy. I mean, I have end of year stuff that I always have, like I instead of doing at the end of the year this year, which is pulling files to store in the archives, I waited till after January just because I figured if I got last minute paperwork that I didn't have, I could include those without having to dig stuff out. So I got that done finally. And obviously tax stuff I did a week or two ago for the accountant, so that could get done. But it's going to be getting busier here because real estate usually picks up March and April in particular. It starts. I'm going to put this little guy right up in here. Be mine. Here we go. Uh, and I know before I know it, my boss is going to be back from the south. So there we go, you guys. Now, the one thing I didn't put in anything was some gems this time. You do. That makes sense. I don't. I have so much of other stuff that's in my stash that I haven't used. So I still have so much that I can use. I have all these fun other items that I colored. Like I said, I colored a bunch of stuff so that I could use those tonight. But I think we're about out of time. So let me get these couple of cards up here so you can see them. Those are the 3 cards. Oh. Oh, Francie, I'm not used to this. I think that's why I use so much glue. This is new for me. I'm used to my little my Barely Arts glue, but there's like nothing left in it. And I moved it to this. Like I said, I used a ton of glue, I know. But um I try not to. But all right, you guys. Well, I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna go check on everybody downstairs, see how they're all doing. Thank you, Samantha. Thank you for joining me tonight. Like I said, I won't be live next Wednesday. It'll be Friday the 7th. I will put something out there. Um, I will put something out there on Facebook to remind you guys, so you don't forget. I appreciate y'all so much. Have a fabulous night, and I will see you in February.